Hey, here's a new video for Tom Brady. It's a little ad for his new electrolytes. Stir it up, drink some water out of your giant jug, grab a football, throw it to the moon. First, I thought this was a cryptocurrency ad. Nope, electrolytes. Great ad. Here's the problem. I know a lot of people out there saying, wow, that was cool. He made the moon explode. That's no big deal, right? Okay, I guess so. But without the moon, all of a sudden the tides start not shifting as much, so that wreaks havoc on the coastal ecosystem. Meanwhile, with no moonlight, a lot of the predators that hunt at night are going to go starving. And I know you're out there saying, hey, but what about bats? Bats are fine because they hunt via echolocation. But not cheetahs, they hunt on a full moon. So they're out there starving. Same with little baby sea turtles that head to the ocean via the moonlight. They're gone too. Meanwhile, on land, how about the seasons? Well, we're at a 23.5-degree angle because the moon keeps us kind of tilted, but without the moon, all of a sudden we're wibbling and wobbling all over the place. So some places in the world got a bunch of sun, some it's a virtual ice age. So great job. Great job. Intergalactic havoc, all for electrolytes. Hope you're happy.
Wow.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Wow. Where did you go? Where did you go? Come back.
To the moon, buddy. With power, Brandon.
To the moon.
Brandon, he's drunk with power.
To the moon.
Jenna left, and now Wilds has just gone crazy. Yeah.
Here's
Trae Young, 25 and 18.
I love it.
Left the moon intact. Hawks rallied to beat a hobbled Joel Embiid and the Sixers. Tie the series at 2. Trae's averaging a smooth 28 and 10 in these playoffs. So, Brandon, Trae Young's postseason has been what?
Moon tabulous. No, I'm sorry. I tried to be quick. No, this is a bit. This is interesting for me, right? It feels like an awakening, not for Trae Young, but more so for America, avid NBA fans. You know, this dude was drafted, and we thought he was a gimmicky player. We didn't know what his position in the NBA would be. He's more than a shooter. This dude can get it done. He seems to always make the right decision. We saw that in the last series against the Knicks. He loved playing into the crowd. He loves the challenge. He loves to compete. This dude makes phenomenal passes. This guy is a bona fide superstar. And Nick, one of the things that we tend to forget is something that I forgot is that, the Hawks, they took Luka. And then they end up trading Luka for Trae Young, and it feels like he's starting to close that gap. So this is interesting. It's a bit of an awakening for me.
That's a bridge too far for me, but Trae has been very good. I'm, however, going to take this in a different direction, Brandon. But you're right. I mean, the Hawks took Luka 3, the Mavs took Trae 5, and they swapped for each other day of the draft. My answer here is once in a lifetime. And you might be like, Nick, we've seen guys average 28 and 10 in the playoffs. No, I mean once in Trae's lifetime. I hope he enjoys this because I don't know if you saw the Woj bomb yesterday, but the NBA is saying enough of the jabroni foul drawing. Trae Young, you're on notice. James Harden, you're on notice. My large adult Slovenian son, Luka, you might a little bit be on notice as well. The NBA competition committee looking at adjusting fouls for unnatural shooting motion. Reggie Miller's watching like, wait, my shooting motion? No, they mean not to bad form. They mean something like this, where you leap into a guy, where you stop and start. All this nonsense Trae does to get to the line. The NBA says it's bad for the game. They're right about that. And so
Nick,
Trae better run this out as, yes, Brandon. Yes, tell me.
Let me ask you a question. So if you were in the NBA, it seemed like you would do this. You seem like you would be the guy that would actually take this move.
That's correct. I do not at all begrudge guys for exploiting the rules. It is the league's job to then change the rules. It's smart. Just like the thing Trae did with the clock, letting the ball roll where the clock runs and the shot clock doesn't. Those are smart things. The way... Right, it's like Belichickian. Like, it's your fault the rules are screwed up. It's my job to exploit them. But now, Wilds, the league has to close these loopholes. So I feel like Trae's ease with which he's dominated some of this postseason might come to an end pretty quickly next season. Look at this. That ain't basketball.
Okay.
That's terrible.
No, it's not. That's what Steve Nash said. We got more Steve Nash sound coming up. Bucks Nets tonight. P.J. Tucker's played great defense on KD. Game 4, Durant finished 1 of 8 from deep. But the old former two-time MVP, Steve Nash that is, didn't love the defensive technique. Take a listen.
He's playing extremely physical and made it difficult. That's his role on their team. I thought it was borderline non-basketball physical at times, but that's the playoffs.
Oh, my God.
Borderline non-basketball. Brandon, Steve Nash's comments about P.J. Tucker's defense on KD after Game 4 were what?
Look, of course I want P.J. Tucker to take it easy on my guy. And Nick, after Game 1, you said, let's watch out for P.J. Tucker. P.J. Tucker's can give KD a hard time. What, Nick? Are you kidding me? We're talking about the second best player in the NBA. No way. There's nobody who can stop P.J. Tucker. And lo and behold, P.J. Tucker have made it difficult on KD. So, of course, I want him to take it easy. But, look, this reminds me of AAU basketball. I played for Team Nike with Amari Stoudemire. I played for, the Atlanta Celtics with Josh Powell on the big team. And, I saw this on the circuit. This is AAU basketball. This is playoff basketball. I actually think if the NBA embraced this a little more, we will actually see ratings higher during the regular season.
Wow.
Why do we have to wait to the playoffs to get this type of basketball? This is what the people want.
I agree with all of that. Listen, this is Steve Nash setting the table. And this is Steve Nash doing the old Phil Jackson, prime the refs before the game, because the most interesting part of Game 4 was the 5 minutes in the third quarter after P.J. Tucker picked up his 4th foul, when Kevin Durant all of a sudden was unlocked. He scored 14 points in 5 minutes on 4 of 6 shooting. Why? Because P.J. Tucker was on the bench. So if you're considering betting on tonight's game, I would recommend do a live bet. Wait and see if P.J. Tucker gets 2 early fouls. If he does, the pendulum shifts massively in Brooklyn's favor. But P.J. Tucker, man, has caused a lot of problem for Brooklyn this series, Wilds. And I don't know if you guys saw, after Game 4, they had to evacuate the arena because there was an alarm going off. My reporting says that was actually KD's bodyguard called in the SWAT team to arrest P.J. Tucker. It ended up being diffused. Didn't happen. But, I mean, they've tried everything. KD's bodyguard has tried to run up on him. Nash is calling him a football player. They pulled a fire alarm. P.J. Tucker's giving them a lot of problems. A lot of problems, Wilds.
Oh, man, he's about to drop 45 on PJ.
Oh, it's time for the weird and the wonderful. Marlins Cardinals, base hit up the middle. Seems everything's going as planned. Uh-oh, misplays it. Now, you know what? I might as well try to score here. Yadi Molina misses the tag. Don't worry. Got you. Good job. That's why you always block the plate, Nick. What do I tell you when we're playing softball in the First Things First League?